Okay guys, welcome again to another tutorial. So we're gonna do a ball bounce today, basic ball bounce. Softwares you're going to be using are Adobe Illustrate and Adobe Animate. Let's go ahead and open a new project. This was the work cycle that I was just doing just now. So I already did a ball bounce animation, but the audio wasn't so good, so I had to do it again. So this is Adobe Animate. This is a new file. To reduce the size of the scene, like scene 1 or screen, you just press Ctrl and minus so that you can have a screen that you're able to work with easily. So first we already have a blank. You right click and insert a blank keyframe, insert blank keyframe, insert blank keyframe, insert blank keyframe. Okay, let's leave it at that. File, we save this file as ball bounce 2, because you already did the first one, you can see, but the audio wasn't good, so I have to do it again. Ball bounce 2. Then we go to Adobe Illustrate. Like if we go back to our guide, which are the basic principles for animation, down here there is something called solid drawings. Creating characters and objects that appear to have volume, depth and a strong sense of form. Like if you have a solid drawing, is a drawing that is clearly defined and very precise. And usually you can draw on Adobe Animate, but the drawings are not going to be very solid and it takes a lot of time to clean them up. So if you just use Adobe Illustrate, which is much easier to integrate with Animate because they are basically from Adobe, one same company, so they easily integrate. So if you want to do solid drawings, always use Adobe Illustrate. That's how I do it. Then I transfer the drawings to Animate. Same thing, because you still can draw it here, but it's much easier to draw here. For example, if now I want to draw a ball, for example, if I want to draw a ball on Animate, right, I want to draw a proper ball. See how it goes. It looks good, but we can use it, but you see it's not very well. I don't like using this one anyway, so that's why I like to do it on Illustrate, because Illustrate I can control a lot more. Press Control. I can control a lot more things when I'm using this. Sorry, Shift. See, so I can draw this kind of a ball. I can change. See, I can choose the thickness I want. So yeah, put it at the center. So you see that ball, it's much more thick, much more defined. The animation that I did previously, we did not color the balls, but I think for this one, let's color them to have a more clear drawing. I don't know whether we should use green. A green ball would look much more interesting, or we just stick to the blue, or we can even do orange ball. Yeah, that looks more appealing. Orange ball. I don't know whether we can try and do the basketball kind of a, I don't know, let's see if we can use a basketball kind of a design. See if we can have a more interesting drawing. The last drawing I did, let's copy this and paste, then we twist it. See, this is what I was telling you. Like, if you're using this software, you're able to manipulate your drawing a little better. For example, we can for example we can what can we do here? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to remove this color here. It looks weird, but we can go ahead and do this. Yes, and do this, align them. Yeah, so it looks much more aligned. I don't know whether it looks like a basketball. Does it look like a basketball? I really don't know, but looks like a basketball if you ask me. I don't know whether we can add some gradients. I'm doing too much right now, but we already started doing this, so let's see. Artistic, what can we do? Dry brush, film grain, sponge. Let's see what sponge will look like. Grain. This no, nothing looks good. Let me see. Let's see. What can we do? Diffuse, glow. Okay, let's just use it as is. So looks like a basketball. I like basketball, so we're gonna use this for now. So we group everything, object, we group everything so it becomes, let's bring this up here, so it becomes one object. So this ball, the ball is going to travel down, or we can start with a bouncing ball, like bouncing from left to right. Let's start with this. I always use a reference for the most part. Actually, I don't have to use a reference, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're gonna use a reference. Let's use a reference. So we lock this. So we want to draw a ball that moves from this end and goes all the way here. So we have that. We want it to go like this, bounce, and go all the way over here. So you've drawn our ball, and we can copy it. We go to animate straight here, and then we paste the ball here. Paste as bitmap means if you paste it as a photograph, you paste as bitmap. Paste using Adobe Illustrator file importer preferences. This one is what we are going to use, because ideally Adobe Animate is compatible with Illustrator because they are from the same company. And then I maintain the layers. Basically, when I talk about layers, these are the layers. These are called layers. You see, this is layer 1, so these are called layers. So Adobe Illustrator usually works with layers, so you lay something over another. So we maintain layers so that we can have this and this and this like on the same layer. Okay, we go back here, and since we want the ball to move in this direction, we put it here, so it moves from there. Let's cut this, put it on this put it there. So it's going to come from here. Let's turn on onion skin so we can see how the ball is moving from one end to another. Then we need it to go here. How many we have? I think this one has 17 frames, but I think we're gonna use 12 frames, and since we are going to be animating in twos, eventually we'll have 24 frames. So let's go back here. We copy this, we paste it, we paste it here, so it looks like it's going upward a little bit. Here we paste another one here, check on the reference. It's still going in that direction. I think we move this one a little bit here, and then this one, move it here, and then it starts going down. There's a little bit of gap here. V, it start going down. So let's do ease in. Let us do, because we're trying to follow these principles here. Where is that ease in and ease out? Because most natural motions tend to ease in, like a car accelerates slowly before it gains speed, and when it stops, it also stops slowly. It doesn't just stop all of a sudden. So that's what you call ease in and ease out. So let's try and ease in and ease out the ball. Like they've explained here, most natural motions start slow, speed up, and then slow down before stopping. So in this case, we're gonna start slow, then we speed up, then we slow again before we stop. So basically in animation, when objects are closer together, they will move much slower. So we can put this a little bit closer. When objects are closer together, they tend to move much slower. The farther they are from each other, the faster they move. Okay, and I think that's what they were trying to do here. Here you see they are much closer. They are much closer at the end. In the middle they're much closer, and then they're much farther apart when they reach here. So the ball is going down. Let's do that. We go back to animate. Here V, it's going down, ball is going down, ball is going down. Insert blank keyframe. V, the ball is going down. So I can keep them distant a little bit. Like we said, the farther they are, the faster. Insert blank keyframe, they seem to be moving. I think here it can reach down by here. But since we want to utilize stretch and squash principle, where is that? Squash and stretch, giving objects a sense of weight and flexibility. So we want to do flex and squash, stretch and squash, sorry. Okay, I think we do that afterwards. Let's just do this one, then we will see the difference. We do it without the stretch and squash, then in the next video we can do stretch and squash so that you can see the difference. Let's see how it's moving here. It's going back up. The ball is going back up. So usually when a ball hits the ground, it gains velocity. So here I think it should move a little faster. From here, I should move a little faster. Insert blank keyframe, V. Then as it goes up, it slows down a little bit. Insert blank keyframe, V. So it slows down. So we put the balls a little closer to each other. Insert blank keyframe, V. It slows down further. So this one goes like this. Up, it bounces twice. Ours, I think, should just bounce once because we need 12 frames. Insert blank keyframe, V. Let's have it here. Okay. Let's remove this layer, delete layer, double click on this one. This says Collie ball bounce. So this is also another layer. This is a layer for the balls. If you add another layer maybe for the background, then that becomes something else. So let's loop this and see how it moves. Let's see how the ball is moving. That movement looks very natural. That's how the ball is bouncing. But since we agreed we are going to animate in twos. Since we agreed we are going to animate in twos, you right click and select all frames, and then you press Control and you drag all this, everything. So now we are animating in twos. So now we have 24 frames. We can turn off the onion skin so we see how the ball is moving. See, it's a little bit much more natural. Yeah, the ball looks a little bit more natural. Now, as you can see, the ball is moving very well and it bounces very nicely, but it doesn't have stretch and squash, so it doesn't look like super nice. It doesn't have a super nice movement. Okay, it doesn't have a super nice movement. And I think let's add a sound. There is a way we can add sound. I'm not sure, but let's see. No sound selected. So let's try and add sound. Let's go online and we see ball bounce sound. Before we add stretch and squash, ball bounce sound effect, we're gonna use Pixabay sound effect for now. Let's hear this. How does this sound? I think we just need a one-off bounce. Okay, let's use this one. Let us use this one. Okay, I think we use this one. Let's use that one. That one looks much more, sounds good. So we go to downloads. This is a ball bounce sound. You cut it. We go to ball bounce here. Let's put it here. Let's just rename it to effects. effects, ball bounce, animate, let's bring it here. I don't know how we're supposed to add it. Insert, file, import. Let's see. Let us see. I've done it before. It's but now since we are doing, could it import? Okay, I don't know why it cannot import. Okay, never mind. We don't need the sound anyway. So now this is our bounce. So basically what we want to do is now add some stretch and squash to this. So if we go back to our animation here, let's unmute that, and we can use this one, and we can simply squash the ball like this. It looks much smaller, but we can squash it. Ideally, when a ball squashes, it's supposed to expand a little bit. Squash. Okay, we can copy this, go back to Adobe Animate. Where does it hit the ground? Let's turn on the onion. Where does it hit the ground? I think this one. That's when it hits the ground. We can paste here. Okay. So that's how it hits the ground. Let's cut it from here and bring it here. So let's see how this movement looks. Turn off onion skin again. See? So it squashes, you see? When it hits the ground, it squashes and goes back up. So that looks much more realistic. But I think with the lines, the next animation we are going to do, we are not going to use these lines, because these lines make the animation a little bit confusing. You can't see the effects properly. If we only use like only line animation without the color and all this design, it would look much more appealing. But basically you can tell what we are trying to do. It looks good. So ideally we can also squash the ball when it's moving here. In animation we call exaggeration, we call that principle exaggeration, which is here. Exaggeration, pushing movements and expressions beyond reality to make them more dynamic and engaging. So for example, if we can add the squash here, you see, like here, you see here they squash even in the air. Realistically, a ball cannot squash in the air. There is nothing that would make it squash when it's here. Same to here. because it's in the air. When it hits the ground, it makes sense, because it will the force when it hits the ground, that force will force it to squash. But ideally it can only squash here. When it goes back up, it needs to retain its circular shape. But you see in this animation they did some squashing even here. As well, we can add these lines also. We can add these lines to what do you call this? There's a principle that they use here. I would say, okay, it also can make it appealing, or to emphasize the movement or motion. Okay, if we add these lines, these lines will emphasize the movement or motion. So that one you can do if you like. I won't do it. Or you can even put splash. You can put some splashes here to emphasize the movement. For example, let's just pause it, and if I can just use this drawing, something of this sort. Sorry. That's why I was telling you it's very hard to draw on this software. That's why I use Illustrate. See? So now you have that splash like kind of a thing. You can do that as well if you want, or we can even do a water splash. A water splash basically is just like bubbles. You can do bubble splashing. Okay, we can do like bubbles splashing. As if it hit like water. Let's see how that looks. Splash, or some stones or some rocks, something of the sort. Splash, 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 splash. Okay, so basically that can also work, but since we are keeping it simple, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so that's basically a ball bounce. So if we want to do horizontal bounce, let's just do this. Let's duplicate these layers, duplicate layers. Then this one we can call it ball bounce 2. So ball bounce 2, we can mute this. Ball bounce 2, let me show you what we are going to do. We're not actually going to use these lines. We're not going to use these lines. Let's delete everything. Let us delete everything. I can easily select all, but let's just do it this way because I'm also still learning how to use this software. So we can go back to our Illustrate. We can delete this as well, and we draw a new ball, but this time around we just use a ball without any colors inside. Let's just use a plain simple ball. We can copy this, come here and paste it. Okay, we move it up. I'm using the up key. I'm using the up key, like up, left, right, arrows. We cut, we bring it here. I don't know why it always goes there. Delete layers. I think we just pick it up. Let's put it there. We paste another one. Let's turn on the onion skin. We bring it here. Remember what we talked about, easing in and easing out? So we're gonna ease in the ball as it falls from up so that it can accelerate. Ease in basically is acceleration, ease out is deceleration. How many are these? There's supposed to be 3. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know why this one is here. This one is supposed to be here. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can add 5 here, but then we move it. I think we can even have it here. 5 and then 6. 6, it can hit the ground. Six can hit the ground. 7, it can go. We can start. Okay, that's not 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I don't know what's going on here. I think we just delete this. Delete layers to avoid any confusion. So that's 1. I don't know why it's saying 3. Oh yeah. Okay, I get it. Because we're animating in 2s, that's why. This. Because now they're 12. Okay, but ideally they are 6. So this is the 7th frame. But it can start going back up. From here it can start going back up slightly like that. V. It starts going up. It eases out. Depending on how you look at it, because it's now accelerating after it hits the ground. Ideally it will accelerate because it will gain that push from it hitting the ground. It will gain that momentum. Okay, and then this one. Okay, let's see how it looks. We already looped it. We turn off onion skinning. See how it's bouncing up and down. So that's a basic ball bounce. Vertical ball bounce. Hits the ground, goes back up. The rhythm is not so good. I don't know why. I think it's the spacing. That's why they tell you you have to focus on the proper spacing. I think let's see what we can do about the spacing. Turn on the onion skin. Let's do a better spacing. The second one. Let's do better spacing. Let us do better spacing. Let's do better spacing. Okay, now it's going back up. Let's do better spacing. Let's do better spacing. Let's do better spacing. do better spacing. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, this one looks much better. This is a better ball bounce. Much better. Okay, so now let's employ the stretch and squash principle. This ball here, we want to make it squash, so we come here, simply squash it. It looks now smaller. We can add this. So basically that's what we do, squash it, and we come back here and we can paste it here. Let's squash it even more. Transform, free transform. Okay, I don't know whether that's the center. Okay, then now what we do is we remove this one. This one we cut and paste it here. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Turn off onion skin. We can remove this. We don't need this one. Let's see how it looks. So when it hits the ground, it squashes. Squash, 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 squash. So let's remove this loop so you can see. Squash, squash, squash. Okay, squash, 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 squash. It keeps going on. It changes motion. Squash, squash, squash. So yeah, basically that's now what we call a ball bounce. See you in the next one, and ensure to like, subscribe, share, and I'm bringing more videos. Remember, I'm also learning with you guys. That's why I'm making these videos, because I'm learning as I go. I've done more complex animations. You can check my channel. You see some of the animations I've done, which are complete, talking characters, cars, everything, with full color. But these ones are very important because they are the basics. Once you are able to do this basic animation, then you'll be able to do more complex animation. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. See you in the